Thank you. Thanks very much. So I've been given the daunting task of describing what the metaverse is. And, that's not an easy thing to do, actually. I'm the CEO of an augmented reality headset company, and I'm often asked, what is the metaverse? And essentially, the metaverse is a blending of your physical and your digital worlds. Basically, it's a little frustrating as an augmented reality company that oftentimes the current dialogue around the metaverse is centered in virtual reality. So virtual reality is where you might put on a headset and you enter another world. And there's great opportunity for virtual reality. There's entertainment, there's training, there's things like that. But there's also augmented reality where you still see your physical world and you augment it with digital content in front of your eyes. And both are the metaverse, which is why it becomes a little bit confusing. And the way I think of it is this. If you think about the digital infrastructure of the internet, that's the area that houses all of your data and the services and the applications that you use. And you enter the digital internet through a physical device, whether it's your mobile phone or the PC. The metaverse now will actually expand upon that, and it will be a merging of your digital and your physical worlds. Sometimes you'll be fully virtual, sometimes, like in this application here, it's a factory. The physical part of this factory is in gray, and the digital part is in purple, and they're blended together, and that creates a whole new experience. Now, it's also important to note that the metaverse is not a singular destination. I think sometimes we come to see that from the media, that it's only one place. That would be like saying the internet is only one web page. But what it's going to be is an interconnected web of networks, much like the digital interface or the digital internet is, but it'll be expanded and it'll create new experiences for all of us. The metaverse is going to be the technological foundation of which we will build the future. It's where I think we'll actually see what's known as Web 3.0 really come to life. And when you buy digital assets, you'll be able to take them in and out of the metaverse, actually. And at least the way I see it right now, we are early days in the metaverse, but I grew up in the mobile phone industry, and I think much like the mobile phone industry, much of where the metaverse begins will likely be in business. And we see this already today in businesses that are used to wearing head-worn devices. So doctors who go into surgery might wear magnifiers or lights, and first responders or soldiers might wear helmets. And then in manufacturing, you might have safety glasses. Those seem to be the industries that are adopting this idea of digitally overlaying your physical world initially, and they're the ones who are actually seeing value today. But most importantly, as at the dawn of this new infrastructure, we absolutely must ensure that it remains open and it's fair and accessible for all players, developers, businesses, consumers alike, and companies, so that it's not, dominated by one area of our existing digital infrastructure. And then obviously, like with any new technology, we need to ensure that our data, our personal data, is kept private, secure, and most critically, that it's your data and that you have the ability to access your data anywhere. And I think the opportunity with the metaverse is we've learned quite a bit from what's happened with Web 1.0 and Web 2.0. We know what the pitfalls are, so we have the opportunity to really form this new metaverse in the right way from the beginning. And with that, I think we'll come back to the panel. Just something to keep in mind, the metaverse is already here. It's useful in some ways, but it's early. And so it's exciting to have you here as we start on this journey. Thank you.
So I think it's very important for us to recognize that there is not one metaverse. And the way we build this technology today would govern how we are going to go forward. The metaverse is here to disrupt the way we build technology. The metaverse, as it is right now, it's based on luckily, on decentralized systems. And these decentralized systems are built to make sure that there is a bit of control that exists in the hands of the users. control over their own privacy, control over their own economy or economic existence, and control over their own, for example, there was a mention to the digital coin that you could create. So you can create your own money, and you can value your own money, and you can sell and trade that piece of value to you within the metaverse. This means that we need to disrupt every way that we are using to build this technology, starting with the crypto that we're building for using these technologies. One of the declarations that came across is by 2025, we will have quantum computing power that is available on commercial aspects.
There's an issue right now where a lot of the older factory workers, as they retire, we're not refilling it with younger factory workers. There's not a lot of lure for a young person to go and work in a factory. I think they're more digitally, digitally adept, and a factory doesn't look very digital to them. The younger ones can actually come up to speed more quickly by putting the headset on, actually going out onto the factory floor on day one, maybe versus sitting in a classroom for 3 weeks. They can walk up to a machine, and they can be talked through how to maintain that machine by the retired factory worker who, and I think it can help us have more fulsome communications and meetings. I think meetings will come to life. They'll not be on our flat Zoom screen that we're so tired of. You'll actually be able to see people virtually in front of you, and maybe we'll travel a little bit less. I think the opportunity for the metaverse in the context of children is right now, kids are looking down at their screens. They're fully immersed in this other area, this digital area. Oftentimes they're disengaged from their physical world. And the opportunity is for them to have a heads-up view again, to enter their, or to come back to their physical world and have digital content interspersed in that digital world. So maybe they're playing Legos physically, but up in the corner of their field of view, a friend is chatting with them. And so it's this type of mixed reality world that is possible with the metaverse. I don't actually think it'll be possible until we can get these devices into glasses formats.
This is why we started this session by saying the way we build the metaverse and the underlying technology need to change. Because these legacy systems that we build the technology based on, they allow for fake news to exist. They allow for this kind of misrepresentation of identities, misrepresentation of facts. And this is why we are suffering at the moment. So how can we fact check all of these representations that exist in the metaverse?